Hi, I'm Alex and this is Tank Tested. Behind me is my new fish nook, but we'll get to that in a future video. Today we're taking a look at a pond aquarium. It's a style of aquascape that's not terribly common, but I hope this video inspires you to give it a shot. Here's Justin of Aquawerk to give you a tour of his pond-style aquarium.
I'm Justin, Aquawerk on Instagram, and this is my UNS 45S pond style. A pond style aquarium would incorporate a lot of emergent growth as well as, probably some low-tech plants. This one in particular has sort of a riverbed look to it. The pond is in a window. The pond tank is in a window. I get asked about it being in a window kind of a lot. It does really well in the window. I think it does better than it would if it wasn't in the window. It's a south-facing window. It gets a lot of sun, and the plants in the back are really lush, and it has 2 additional lights on it. So a lot of people, when they ask me, don't you get algae from it being in a sunny window? Not really. I don't have a lot of problems with it getting algae, and I think that's because I have a really heavy plant mass. I do keep up with water changes on it, and I don't have fish in there. It is a really shallow tank, so the 45S is only about 7 inches tall. It's a pretty shallow tank, but that's really its best feature. I really like the shallow tanks for the pond style aquariums. It's really easy to get the back built up enough to have emergent growth come out of the tanks. It's also really good for like a water lily that I incorporated in that tank. The lily is a Nymphaea pygmaea helvola. It is really the only dwarf lily in the hobby that will grow at this size. That is a hardy lily. In all the aquariums that I don't have any heaters. I have pretty consistent indoor temperature, and I use LED lighting. The temperature fluctuation is never more than a few degrees. For years, I used tap water, and now looking back can probably contribute a lot of issues that I have because of tap water. I just got tired of it. So all my tanks, all my aquariums use reverse osmosis water, remineralized, of course. In the 45S pond, I ramped up the back with some lava rock and filled the rest with ADA Amazonia. I wanted to cover up the aqua soil with something that looked more natural, and because I was going for this pond look and I used some bigger river stones, I decided to just get some smaller stones and cover the entire substrate with it, and it's been working out pretty well. One of the really fun things about the pond is that I can experiment with it, and I just plug pretty much whatever I want into the background. So above the water line in this tank, you have just a few tops of the Ludwigia popping out, knotweed, and some giant hair grass emerges out of the water, and the emergent section of the log is covered in moss. It's a terrestrial moss. It's actually a hypnum moss, a sheet moss. It grows pretty readily. In the foreground of the 45S, I put a little bit of Cryptocoryne parva, and I think there's some Monte Carlo snuck in there too. This being a pond style tank, I didn't want to over filter it like crazy like I do with my other tanks. I used a glass spin pipe on this particular tank to limit the flow in the tank. I wanted to use floaters and have this emergent growth, so I didn't want this big vortex in the tank. So by using the spin pipe, I'm able to get really adequate filtration without creating a lot of current in the tank. My favorite thing about the 45S is watching it grow and change, and I really appreciate the different viewing that I get from it being in the window. Natural light directly behind it makes it a lot more interesting to watch.
Thanks for watching, and if you haven't already, hit subscribe and that little bell icon. And while you're at it, go follow Justin on Instagram. His handle is Aquawerk. There is a link in the description. Thanks, have a great day.